What's going on, everybody? We are here for segment 2. As promised in segment number 1, we are bringing it in with an extremely important subject. And I thought of no one better to have this conversation with than Mike Zuber from One Rental at a Time. How's it going, Mike?
It's going well. I'm really glad we're talking about this because, again,
Yeah.
it all starts with getting the deal. And today's been pretty competitive. But I think we both have a couple of ways that, maybe people need to appreciate more.
Yeah, I think so. So, Mike's kicking us off perfectly in that realm of this really is about how to give yourself a better chance to win the deal. And so the one thing that I've come up with that I've started doing even more than I used to, and certainly more than I ever had to, right, Mike, with this crazy market, is I literally have alerts on MLS, and I have, brokers that have set that stuff up for me. But we saw something that actually hit, and within 3 minutes, we were writing up the offer. Within 3 minutes. The listing had been live for 3 minutes.
Know your market.
Know your market. I knew right away. I was like, whoa, oh yeah, that one. I like that one.
I want that one. That one's good.
I picked up the phone. I called my broker and I go, hey, here's one that just hit. Here's the number. This is the one you sent me the list or whatever. And he set up all the stuff for me to do this. I called him up and I was like, let's do an offer on that one right now. He goes, right now? He goes, we haven't even watched it. I go, don't care. Write up the offer. So he wrote up the offer, the whole thing. And
I can just, one sec. I could just imagine you. Sometimes there's a deal that comes through and an alert. You're like in a business meeting, right? You're still working. I can imagine you being in a conference room with a whole bunch of other people and you get the alert. You're like, excuse me, I got to take this. This is an important call. My sales rep wants to talk to me. And you go outside and you call your agent. We need to write that offer right now.
Yeah.
Right now, right now.
Yeah. As in now, right now, don't wait, don't delay, don't stop, go now. So I
just left a client meeting to have this phone call. Go now.
He had the DocuSign in front of me. Good job, DocuSign. He had the DocuSign in front of me within about 10 minutes. He had it in front of me. We presented them full price offer within 18 minutes of it being on the MLS. And we offered full price, and we made the only condition a walkthrough within 24 hours of them agreeing to the document. And you have to agree to the document by 7:00 tonight.
That's awesome.
That was it.
Speed wins. Speed wins. Sometimes speed wins.
Yep. So the good news is, as you can imagine, I walked the property. I'm looking through and I was like, I was giddy like a schoolgirl. I was like skipping. I was humming. I was doing all of these amazing things that people do when you're just like, I'm just vibrating this deal. It was so good. It was so good. And so, yeah, I was just like all jeeped up and all like, I'm just made my day. And awesome. So, yeah, it was just, and so guys, my tip of the day or tip of the week is in this market, speed. Know your market. Now, this all started from the foundational stuff that Mike covers with people on One Rental at a Time. I know my market cold. I know it cold. Mm-hmm. And Dana, I don't care if you think you know it better than me. I'm just saying, I know it cold. It's my buddy Dana.
Yeah.
So
and there's a couple of things that offer I want people to realize you did, right? First off, you came in full price.
Yep.
Second, you put a clock on it.
Yep.
Because I guarantee you a lot of people were looking at it. Because if it's that good a deal, there's 20 other people like you in your market.
Yep.
But most of them were like, I'll go back and look at it tonight. I'll drive it tonight. I'll write it up an offer tonight.
Yep.
Sometimes sellers just want to be done.
Yep.
And if you can send them a full price offer with no real contingencies other than a quick walkthrough, you could get that yes answer. If the broker was smart, they may have countered back with, we'll wait 48 hours or something, which you would have been like, darn it, now I have a bidding war.
Exactly.
But, if they want to be stupid and take an easy win and be done and probably get their client 10 or 15% less than they could have, who argues? That's fine. It's not your job to tell them what it's worth. It was your job just to give them what they asked.
It was not my job to tell them how they could have better sold the property.
Yeah. It's not your job to tell them how stupid their listing agent was.
Oh,
yeah, crazy.
And honest to God, and listen, there are a number of agents that are really good, but there are a host of you. And please, guys, if you watch Mike and I on a regular basis at all, know that a lot of really bad brokers are in the market. A lot of really bad agents are in the market. And guys like us, we will find those deals because we know our market that well. And you will cost yourself money. Do the work. If you're selling a property, do the work, find the right agent, have them show you their track record. If they are showing you a few sales a year, run, Luke, run. I promise they are not going to market that like you need them to market it if they've literally got a few sales in a year. Just ain't happening.
Yeah.
Just not.
I was just thinking about the first 15 years, right? All the transactions we did. I got to think certainly 25%, and it might be as high as a third, were deals I found where the listing agent made an error,
Yes,
listed it wrong, took a bad picture, basically scared the newbies away, or it wouldn't pop up in an automatic search. I remember one time they listed this gorgeous house in a great part of town, but for whatever reason, they listed it as a multifamily.
Oh,
So it doesn't show up in everybody's single family searches.
single family. Yeah.
But it looks horrible when you price it as a multifamily, because they're like, where's the income, right? And I'm like, oh, I know that house. I have one street over. I've driven by it. Oh, I'll take that one. Yeah. I mean, you just never know. Yeah, it's crazy. So the other one I would tell people today, right? First off, speed matters. I love that one.
Thanks.
But sometimes follow-up wins.
Yes.
So what do I mean by follow-up? Especially in this market. I can't tell you how many times stuff goes into contract and it sticks pending.
Yep.
So something I have done regularly with agents is I follow up after 3 weeks of a deal that I really like. And I just ask the listing agent, how's it going?
Yep.
Do you think it closes? Is the buyer getting squirrely, inspections, or can't qualify or whatever? Because what I'm trying to find is I star all the ones that I like, and I just want to follow up because maybe 1 in 8, 1 in 10, it doesn't go through.
Yeah, you're right.
So if you get the agent, again, like you said, that just wants to get the damn thing closed so they can make their car payment, you can be the backup offer. And oh, by the way, I got a little hint for you. When you're a backup offer that never comes back on the market, you usually can get it for a better price.
Absolutely.
Because now the seller's stressed. So instead of bidding it up like you would earlier, you can come in later and be someone's savior. And I've gotten discounts of 10 or 15% by just closing. Oh, by the way, I can close. I'll show you the bank statement, and I'll close in 10 days or less. Just a walkthrough and clean title.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how often that works. I'm shocked how much it works, right? Because they list a property, get 40 offers.
Right.
People go to best and final. They pick one, and then it's stuck for 3 weeks or 4 weeks, and it's starting to look shaky. And then I just follow up with an email, usually, sometimes a phone call if I know the agent. Hey, how's the property at 123 Main Street doing? I just want to let you know I'm still here as an active buyer. I can close in 10 days. Does your seller need to get out and the buyer is squirrely? Well, you know what? If you cancel that escrow, I'll close in, I can close in as little as a week if there's a clean title, because you've probably already done all the work, right?
Right.
And it's amazing how they're like, yeah, you can save me. Because right now the agent's looking bad, right? They picked an offer.
That's
right or wrong. The agent's looking bad. So I can help save the relationship, and I can close, and I get a discount. It's an amazing feeling.
It is. And Mike, those deals, I mean, they happen, they happen less now, but I think they're going to happen a lot more in the coming months because, obviously one of the things that we're starting to see now is houses falling out of escrow because of a missed appraisal. And so many buyers are FHA or 5% down conventional, and they don't have more money to put down. So they might have been willing to pay 30,000 over ask, but the appraisal came in at 5,000 over ask. They got to make up the 25 grand. Most of those buyers are not able to make up that 25 grand. And that's where we can come to the table and say, it appraised for this. Likely the next guy, that's what I've done. Likely the next guy is going to get an appraisal that's much like this one. All I'm saying is that I'm willing to work with you, get a deal done in the short term, because that other person is going to fall out. This is going to fall out of escrow, and you're back at square one with inspections, marketing, more conversations, more cleaning the house ready for showings, all these things that nobody wants to take the time to do in a real estate transaction.
Yeah. Again, if you can find the situation where the deal gets shaky before anybody else, it's good times. Cause you, again, anytime you can negotiate a real estate deal where you're the only person negotiating, just like you did the first time fast,
Yeah.
you have all the power. Anytime you get into it, like if I do that and I follow up and I can get it, great. If they just put it back on the market, everybody has access again. I have no unique advantage. So I put little ticklers in to call people after 3 weeks. Why not 4 weeks? Because 4 weeks, it could come back on. I want to call when the agent is telling the seller, I don't know, this buyer's making me nervous.
Yeah.
I want to be
Yeah.
that call. That's what I want to call. I don't want to call when it's like, oh, we just kicked him out. We're throwing it back on. Damn it. I was late.
Well, what's really interesting too, Mike, is that in this market, everybody's used to, a few years ago, everybody was used to a 30-day close. But now all the appraisers and the banks and everything, now it's a 45-day close because they're so busy with refis and all this other stuff. But the appraisers are busy reappraising houses so people can do their cash out refis or just refinance their house to get a much lower rate. One of the secrets that Mike and I know that most other people don't is that appraisal on a purchase usually only comes in 2 or 3 days before your closing date.
Yeah.
So you're having a what the F moment.
Yeah.
Literally 2 days. So the inspections went great and there were a few things that they asked for and you did those few things and they were super happy. And then you get the nasty phone call from your broker saying house didn't appraise and they're already telling us they can't make up for the difference. Then what? Then it's Mike's application of having made those tickler calls or having been that last call that was made a few days before that thing fell out and died. And before that agent is calling their seller, they're calling Mike. They're calling Mike and saying, Mr. Zuber, thanks for reaching out last week. Wanted to let you know because by law, they have to tell you why the deal is falling apart.
Yep.
It didn't appraise. And so what what would you like to do?
Yeah. You just, and again, doesn't work every time. It doesn't work, and it doesn't in a market like this, you'd be lucky to get 120, but I don't mind 1 in 20 where I don't have to compete. And it's a phone call. And oh, by the way, you're supposed to be networking anyway. Why don't you go talk to more agents?
Yep.
Tell them what you're looking for. Yeah. It's a win-win.
Totally agree. Mike, any more thoughts on this matter of new ways to win a deal?
No, I think speed. I think those are 2 great ones missed in a hot market.
I agree with you. Mike, how can we all find you?
Go to Google and type in one rental at a time. You should see a YouTube, Instagram, website, all that stuff.
All that stuff. You will find him. So guys, on the next video, please, certainly on this one, subscribe. We know that this is a great topic. We know that even if this just wins you 1 deal in your next 5 years, was it worth your 15 minutes? I'm pretty sure. So make sure to subscribe so we can create more good content for you. Coming up in segment 3 is an amazing topic because some people look at a house and go, ugh, but it needs some work. And they instantly walk away. There's programs out there that a lot of you aren't aware of that we want to make sure to cover with you guys. So guys, please subscribe and Mike, we'll see you in the next segment. Thanks so much.
Take care.